Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Liz and welcome back to Stoneblock 2. In the last episode, we attempted to go to the Nether. We're after some cobalt to make our tools better, specifically our hammer, so that I can mine out large areas and start working on making the base look a little bit nicer. But we ran into some problems. So, first of all, we can't make nether portals. Nether portals do not work because, for all intents and purposes, there is no nether in this mod pack. So, in order to get cobalt, we need to resort to netherrack. And the easiest way to get netherrack is with mystical agriculture. So, we jumped into that a little bit and was working on that. And I decided to go to the top of the mining dimension, which leads us to the end. And of course, I forgot to complete a quest at the end of last episode. We got to the end. It's made of endstone and end ores. I haven't found any infernium ore in there, but I have found a lot of resonant ender ore, I guess is what it's called. But yeah, so we had a reward to get more black lotuses. That's cool, but not too important for today. So what is the plan for today? Well, I've been grinding out mob kills, and I have enough Infernium Essence to make what we need in making the Nether Seeds, so that we can get Netherrack, so that I can crush it down, sift it, and get Cobalt. So I'm going to have to do a lot of that, so I'm going to do that mostly off camera. So for the rest of today's episode, we're going to work on, well, some initial farm stuff. We're going to start getting into chickens as well as cows. So that's the plan, as much as we can anyways, and we'll go from there. So first things first, I have 3 common loot crates. Apples, wolf bait, prismarine, raw fish, name tag, and a stone wand. Nothing bad, nothing great. And then an uncommon loot crate, ender pearls, and a chance cube. I also got a couple of ender pearls from fighting mobs. So yeah, we've got a lot of cool things going for us, but have a lot of work to do. So first things first, let's go ahead and get these nether seeds crafted up. You can see I've got a lot of compressed end stone. I did a little bit of mining. There it is. I was like, where is my crafting station? So first things first, we need to make Tier 1 crafting seeds. That is a quest. We'll go complete that in a moment. And then 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a bunch of prudentium. First of all, to make a Tier 2 crafting seed, and then to make the nether clusters, or to use the nether clusters to make the nether seeds. So we're going to go ahead and immediately plant that, and it will grow over time. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything to speed that up right now. Eventually we will, but for now we're just going to have to wait, and it's going to take a couple of harvests. It requires 5 nether essence to get some netherrack, so hopefully we can get that before the end of today's episode, but we'll kind of see. Anyways, we have quests to complete. So the first thing is mystical agriculture. We have the Tier 1 crafting seeds. We got a Garden Cloche. I wonder if that works with the seeds. And for the Tier 2, we got an Invar laser gun. That is tool mode attack. It doesn't have any power, but we could change that. I don't know how to change the modes, I will be perfectly honest. But we got a laser. That's kind of cool. So we just charged it, and I have no idea how to use it. So I'm going to look into that. We'll keep that to the side for now. I've not used any of the laser guns ever. Is a special melee in some ways weapon that fires accurate shots from afar, but requires both durability and energy. It can also change mode to enable smelting of blocks. Okay. So I don't know how to use it. That is kind of the problem. Now, there is Oh, great. That's not what I wanted to see. Baby skeletons are the worst. They come from Mechanism. They're awful. I hate them. They make everything more difficult. So, yeah. Not entirely sure how to use this thing. But cool. It's a cool reward. The better reward, however, is the Garden Cloche, because that might make things a little bit easier for us. Let's see if our seeds work with this. I'm really glad we get the seeds back. We're going to need a piece of dirt. Let's just grab some compressed dirt. And that should be about it. So theoretically, we can put this over here. How much more wiring do we have? We have 3 cables. That is not really enough. I can move this. Let's move the laser. Let's put the laser here. And I think pulse mode is what I want, because otherwise it would just run. But theoretically, we can put the Garden Cloche here. No. It is 1 more tall. So we'll put it in the ground, because if this works, then this is going to make things a little bit easier. It powers on the top. Put the dirt and the Nether Seeds in there. And I think it needs water. It's been a little bit since I've used one of these, but yes, it needs water. So we can add some water and then see if it works with the Nether Seeds. Since they went in, I'm going to assume that they work, but I don't know. I believe water comes from the back, which means what we can do is get a mechanical pipe. Put that there. We'll need our configurator. We'll set that to pull. What's the mode button? I don't remember. Is it Shift M? Yes. Configurate fluids. Push, pull. And theoretically, I know that I have some drums. This was not really planned. We'll see if this works. I know yeah, there was a drum. I also do have cryostabilized flux ducts, which is infinite power transfer, but I can fill this up with like a little bit of water, and we can use better things later. But for now, just to get this to work, we put that there. Okay, I might need to configure this stuff. So normal, and we'll have this be. Can I reach? No. I'm gonna have to destroy my floor. Pull. There we go. So that should be growing. And once it is, and once it does, it of course is going to require power. But this is going to keep up, and it's going to make us Nether Essence. Awesome. So we have automatic Nether Essence. The only thing is it will eventually run out of water, so I'll have to worry about that later. But let's fix the floor a little bit. But hey, it's automatic. It is mostly automatic anyways. I don't have to worry about it. Nothing Nothing really matters with it. It can just kind of do its thing and give us nether essence. Which means we can get netherrack, which means I can hopefully crush it down and sift it for what we really want, which is cobalt. So lots of things, but we'll get there. Alright, so that was a really nice reward and a little bit of a surprise, to be perfectly honest, but we can make things easier if we make, what are they called, aqueous accumulators. It is amazing sometimes to me how much I know exactly what like everything is called. This doesn't look, oh yeah, this is really easy to make, and we could hook that up to make basically infinite water. That's what an aqueous accumulator does. It makes water from water sources, so we can do that to supply that with water and everything will be good. So, did we already complete the... Oh. Okay, it was a complete. So, we got a biome marker for the hell biome. That is something that'll be important later if we want to make an artificial nether. But not really something I can do much with right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. Cool. So... I just wanted to complete that quest. It is constantly completable, so we're not going to do it again, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then what I can do with the rest of the netherrack is, of course, hammer it down and sift it. And with the diamond sifting, do I not have just a normal hammer somewhere? Compressed hammer, that is a different type of hammer. I guess not. Let's get an iron hammer. Why not? Because that will be for just the netherrack mostly, because most of the times I don't need like a ton of anything else, but we just crush it all down. And to crush netherrack, sift it and get nothing most of the time. So this is what I'm going to do for a while. Hey, we got one piece of cobalt. I need a lot more. So I will work on that between episodes. We'll get back to that later. But this is going to supply plenty of, well, netherrack to us. Really nice. Garden Cloches are probably going to be how we do most of our mystical agriculture, just because it's going to be easier, but we'll see. Anyways, let's get into chickens just a little bit. We're going to get started with chickens. We're not going to do too much with chickens yet, but I figured it'd be kind of something fun to do. And chickens are very powerful. Eventually, we'll be able to get chickens that make Awakened Draconium, which is really annoying to make otherwise. They're also really good for making EMC, but I found out something that's even more powerful than chickens, and that's cows. So cows will produce liquids of various things, including, you know, your normal milk, but also seared stone, essence of knowledge, enchanted metal, molten silver, and probably the most important, infinity. Molten infinity. There is a cow that creates molten infinity. Now, if you don't know what that means, one, these are going to be really hard to get. The breeding chance is 1, which compared to, let's say, lava and seared stone to make liquefacted coal, or to get obsidian, is 50. So it's a lot harder to breed this cow. But the Molten Infinity cow gives you Molten Infinity, which is infinity ingots. These are some of the most powerful items in the entire game and will do very good things for us. Now we're probably also going to need a lot of emeralds for EMC from probably chickens, maybe a little bit of cows, but that's why we're going to be doing a lot of farming stuff. So we're going to get started with the cows if we can, as well as the chickens today, just starting to make some of them. Now I have orange chickens. throw it to have a chance to spawn them, or I do believe there is a thing called a nest. Yes, we can make egg nests to make, well, chickens. This works a lot better. It'll auto hatch chickens over a random time. Placing a redstone heat lamp will replace the ladder. We'll replace later. Up to 3 blocks above the nest will increase speed. And you can also set on it to speed it up even more. Heat lamp, that's a thing. I think that's something that they might add later in the mod. But basically, we can make chickens that way and not have to have chances to spawn them. We guarantee. So we have orange chickens, but we need to get more chickens. And to do that, there is technically 3 different ways. We can grow chickens with chicken seeds. However, chicken seeds require, one, a lot more infernium than I have, but also chicken chunks, which require feathers and eggs. Now, we can get some of the stuff from loot or from ground traps, but it's kind of hard to get the chunks themselves. Tier 2 mob chunks require zombie chunks to get, and zombie chunks are craftable from other mob chunks, but in general you get them from killing mobs. Now, in order to do that, we would need a solarium, I believe is what it's called. Yes, a solium dagger, which requires mystical stick. That's pretty easy, but it also requires solium, which is more essence, and soul dust, which is soul stone, which we can make from stone and soul sand. So a little bit of a process. We'll get to that eventually, but right now, just to get chickens, vegan is out. So we're either going to have to snare them. This is going to generate mob drops, or we can buy one from the market. The market is a very powerful block, and that's what we're going to go for. But we are going to do the quest to get the ground trap and some bait together. So, because honestly, the bait is really easy to make. So let's go ahead and do that. We just need 3 string, which we should have. 2, 3. And the trap is 3 more string and some wood. So let's go ahead and make these. So string, there is the bait, and we need a chest. Let's get a little bit of wood. So a chest, we also need a trap door, and that will make the ground trap. So that is the first quest that we're doing today. And we might set this up later. We got another drum, of course. These drums are really nice, don't get me wrong, but I'd like other things, please. But yeah, so these ground traps are decently useful. We can get a lot of different things. Raw meats, leather, feathers, eggs, bones, all sorts of things. And you can kind of vary what you get based on what bait you use. But for the most part, you're just going to get animal products. So we don't really need any of that right now. So we'll just go ahead and put that stuff away. But it was something, it was a quest to do, basically. And gives us rewards, which I already completed. We got the drum. Right. There's a lot of mobs in there. Kind of want to open it up. What do we have? Lots of creepers. Creepers are dangerous. I had another explosion. Hi, creeper. This creeper at least sees me. But yeah, so mobs are kind of good. Eventually we'll want to make a mob farm. But, let's just go ahead and seal this back up and get back to work. I got distracted by the sheer number of mobs in there. Alright, so we need to make the market. The market requires planks, wool, and an emerald, which we have 1 emerald. That might be a problem. Do we have any more emeralds? We're gonna need emeralds to buy things. Okay, we have plenty of emeralds. So yeah, we're gonna need emeralds to buy things in the market. The other question is, do we have enough? Barely. We have enough wool. So we can buy the market. We can make the market. That is a quest as well. And we got an Invar hammer for that. Now let's just put this right here, I guess. And this is what the market looks like. We can buy pretty much every seed in the game. Every sapling. We can buy name tags, leads, bone meal. Spawn eggs is the big thing that we want. Llamas and horses are expensive, but chickens are pretty cheap. So we'll buy 1 of those. And yeah, we can get all the saplings, all the fruit saplings. It's super useful. It just requires emeralds, and emeralds aren't that hard to get. So yeah, that's cool. So the next thing we're going to need to do is to catch a chicken. We need the chicken item. And for that, we're going to need the chicken catcher, which requires an egg and a feather. Okay, so I think we're going to have to set up our ground trap because we can get feathers from the ground trap with any bait. We have fruit bait, and eggs we can also get with fruit bait. Now, we have plenty of string. I kind of forgot about that, to be perfectly honest. We can make a lot more bait, and it looks like we're gonna have to set this up. So we're gonna need some grass, and that is a question of whether or not we can do that. But we have the chicken spawn egg, which is really nice. That will allow us to literally spawn in a chicken, and shouldn't be too bad to use. But we just need to see if we have any grass seeds. That is currently what we need. And I don't see any. So grass seeds. They are a 4% chance, but we have to use flint. We can't use iron. That's annoying. What was the chance with flint? 8%. So it's not bad, but let's get rid of some of these. Actually, let's go ahead and make another chest. We're gonna have so many chests, and then we're never gonna use them again. So let's make 9. Let's go ahead and have 9 flint meshes. Because honestly, they can be a little useful. So I think this will give us 7. And we have plenty of string, so it's not that big of a deal. So we can get 9 of those. And then it's a matter of how much flint do we have. So there's a little bit there. How much do we have down here? We have plenty. So let's go ahead and make all 9 of these into flint meshes. And I'm going to have to sift for a little bit of, well, I'm going to have to sift a little bit of dirt. Now, that's not that big of a deal. I kind of want to see if we can't get the items that are in here. It looks like there's a lot less mobs. So let's go for it. Baby skeleton. These guys are awful. And I was worried there might have been a creeper behind me, but there wasn't. Okay. So, let's... You know, for now, I'm going to light this up. I don't really need it. We're just going to save on torches. We only need 3 torches. Okay. So, you know what? We'll put the farm in there in a moment. Let's see. I know I have some dirt. If we can't get it from like this much, then we're not going to worry about it too much. So let's come in here, do 1, 2, 3, something like that. We'll put the ground trap in the center, and it won't work until those are grass. So we'll have to, you know, make some grass from the grass seeds, but shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully we can get that pretty quickly, and then we can move on with the rest of the stuff. So I think we might have grass seeds. So yes, that was pretty easy. Guess let's put most of the stuff in here. I believe that's everything. Okay, nope, there's more stuff that spilled out everywhere. So a lot of the stuff we are going to need. We have a lot of nether essence. I am glad for that. Like I said, I will sift that stuff off camera, and hopefully we'll be able to get a cobalt. I'll probably upgrade the cobalt off camera just to kind of do that. Do we have access to a watering can? That's the next question. Yes we do. So those are not ones we can make. Thermal is awful. Extra utilities is awful. But Tiny Progressions is a pretty good watering can. So let's go ahead and get a watering can. This will help with a bunch of things. So we're going to need a little bit of iron to make another bucket. Does it have to be filled with water? Yes. And then we need a piece of bone meal. And I think it's 5 more iron. Let's see. Do I have any? I should have some bone meal down here. But theoretically, this will give us what we need. And watering can. We do get the bucket back. I didn't realize that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made another bucket. So this works. We can also activate it by shift right clicking. And then it just kind of constantly works. Now, this one is fairly small, but if we can get the reinforced, which requires reinforced obsidian, it's a lot better. But this should work well enough to do exactly that. And then we can put the fruit bait in there. And what I can do is speed it up. And I think that will work. Maybe. We'll see. So, I guess while we're waiting for that, let's see. The ground trap is what it's called. It says how it works. Actually, it says how it works in the book. Ground trap works by generating mob drops depending on what type of bait is used while touching at least 4 blocks of grass. So hopefully that works. I don't think it has to be above. So we'll come back to that after a bit. So that's all to get the chicken catcher, which will allow us, once we spawn in a chicken, to catch it. So let's go ahead and look at if we can make anything with the cows. So the first thing with the cow quests is, well, we can make a rancher. The rancher is, or the cow stall rather, says ranching is the quest name. Place the cows in the cow stall using a filled cow halter on it. Auto harvest the fluid from the cow, which can be removed with bucket or pipes. So basically it is your nest to have automatic collection of drops. Now, it is not too terrible to make. Does require a little bit of, also comes in uncommon loot crates. That is not the right thing. Requires a little bit of iron bars, but it also requires gray concrete. Now, gray concrete is a little bit annoying because we need to make gray. We need to make gray dye. And that is something I'm not entirely sure. Artificial dye, nope. Gray dye is going to be ink sacs or black lotuses. So there is a couple ways I think we can get gray dye. Do lucky eggs give you anything good? No. Okay. Good to know for later. Alright, so we don't have access to... I don't think we have access to black dye. Artificial black dye, no. Organic black dye, we don't have access to yet. Okay, so unless we were able to get a squid, which I haven't been able to, there's not much squid in the world currently. There's not much water, in case you haven't noticed. Something we can do, and this might work. Let's try bone mealing. That still hasn't done anything yet. So that is going to give us seeds and stuff, but flowers. And specifically, you know what? Let's grab a bunch of bone meal. I have quite a bit of bones. And let's go to the mine dimension real quick. And we'll see if this works. But otherwise, I'm going to have to figure out, we're going to have to kind of wait on the cows until we make some progress with the chickens. Now, chickens are going to enable us to get the dyes pretty easily. They are some of the early chickens you can make, but we are going to need black dye at some point regardless. And I think the easiest way to do this is going to be let's just make sure there's not another way. So ink sac, because this is going to be used to make let's see, the gray chicken. Okay, so the gray chicken is bred from ink black and bone white. Ink black comes from a chicken egg, which means we're gonna need black dye. And ink sacs, apart from chickens, it's killing squids, which looks silly, but we can also sift sponges, but then we have to get sponges, and that's not easy. So something else we can try. We got to remember where it's at, but we have our little forest area, and if we can make, I guess we could just turn all that into bone meal. If we can make some flowers, specifically are they called black lotuses? Actually, Edition has some flowers that you can use for black dye. Alternatively, what color is this? That is light gray. Not quite. Oxeye is also light gray. I don't remember if there is. So gray dye. No, there's not a flower. But we can try to get the actually Editions flower and see if that works. But I don't know if we can even get that. We might have to make a squid farm, which is not that hard to do, to be perfectly honest. It's just not really something I want to do if I don't have to. So let's just. This is as good a place as any. Just because it's a little bit raised and there's quite a bit of grass, so we can kind of get the maximum amount and not have to worry about things. So I'll do this a couple more times, but I don't think it's going to work. So we'll have to look into other ways to get black dye, because obviously there's an orange flower. Maybe it will. We just gotta try a little bit more. But yeah, so black dye is kind of the stopping point. If we can get black dye, then everything else will be fine. We can collect all this stuff. We have so much. So yeah, ink sacs. I mean, there is dye essence, but it requires black ink. So that is kind of unfortunate. Really can't do the artificial dyes. Now, there is also the option of Botania. We can make floral from black petals, but that is also going to be kind of luck based. We'll worry about that another time if we do. I want to see the black dye, black lotuses. So yeah, looks like it's just find one in the wild. Okay, so I will tell you guys what. Let's go back to the main world, the overworld, and what we'll probably end up doing. Can we get? Let's see. Is it called mystical fertilizer? No. What is it called? It is fertilizer. Magical floral fertilizer. We need flowers. And we have flowers. So let's see if we can't get lucky with some black lotuses, or not lotuses, magical flowers. And that'll help at least for the time being. Now we'll have to probably get ink sacs for the dye seeds, but that's kind of whatever. We'll get to that point later. As for all these cows, they require a lot of leather, and I don't really have that much leather right now, so we're going to wait on the cows for the most part. But if we can make the rancher, the stall, the cow stall, that would be perfect. And then what does the halter take? It also takes leather. So we can get 2 yellow, 2 red, and some bone meal, and that makes 1 floral fertilizer. Now, can we get really lucky? Now, we could also make this from any floral powders, so it really doesn't matter. We got some good ones, though. Alright, I need to put the buckets together. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to... let's see, I need some shears. We're going to use the blue. Let's make yet another chest. We'll put that away. I guess we can put this back over there. We need 1 more iron. Put the cobblestone away. I'll put the bow away. Okay. The other thing we need for this stuff is a mortar and pestle, which requires a bowl, which I don't think we have. But we should be able to make all that stuff. I realize we don't have the things to make them over there, so let's make it real quick here. So bowl, mortar and pestle, perfect. We can put the bowl away, and now we can make the floral pigments, basically. So we're gonna just put most of the things here. I need the bone meal, but what we can do, and this is kind of a cool trick, is we can turn the petals and grow tall flowers. Now the tall flowers, if we shear them, we can collect them and make 4 times as many petals. So this is a good, easy way, early game, to make a lot of flowers. Now, I think I messed that up. I think I need to write. No. Where'd it go? I should have picked it up then. Okay. So we have some tall flowers. 4 of these with the mortar and pestle and a workbench will make the floral fertilizer, which we can then use and not get what we want. So every single tall flower that we make is another another thing of the floral fertilizer. So if I do it right, I forgot the other step. Yeah. Anyways, this is going to be how we're going to get black dye for now. And all these flowers are nice to have anyways. So I'll tell you guys what. I am going to farm up a bunch of flowers and end up getting the black at some point. And the next time, hopefully the ground trap will have found the things we need, specifically get some mob drops. That thing can be very slow, so it will take some time. But yeah, hopefully we'll have that. I'm going to work on getting a ton of, well, we need a ton of netherrack so I can make cobalt and get enough cobalt to make a hammer. And I'm going to kind of clear out some areas and make things a little bit nicer around here. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Didn't get much done, but this is such a huge thing. And it still has water. Looks like the water is starting to run out, but it doesn't use much water. It doesn't use much power, and it is just so much good stuff. So yeah, I am going to get the cobalt. I'm going to clear out some area with a new cobalt hammer and get some black dye for later. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!